Okay, Assalamualaikum and welcome back to the session. I hope all of you are still here. Can I see some reactions from you that you guys are still here? Okay, okay, Claudia is here. All right, okay, all right. Let's start back our session where we stopped just now. Okay, we stopped over at here. Okay, so all of you can see a little bit of revision of what field life cycle is all about, from the well proposal to the drill exploration well, and then you conduct the field development plan, yeah, that can take you like like 3 years, or probably nowadays with the help of AI, you can actually do it much easier, yeah. But even if you can cut down the process um, of the technical part, yeah, but you still cannot cannot make it fast, the approval process, because what we have right now is what we call as the um, value assurance review. What value assurance review is that, if we take a look at the project that is presented, and then we will comment on it and see what else can we do to reduce costs and to increase the value of the project itself. Yeah, remember, there are always two parts of it. It's either you gain more, you add value to the project, or you reduce the cost, or a combination of both. So that's the reason why field development plans can be really long, because after the value assurance process, you will need to go back to that particular project and try to make it better. Yeah. And then, of course, you will go ahead and do the drill development wells, and then this is where it can take like probably as early as like probably 1 year if you have like 3 wells, or even if you can take like probably 5 years because you have like 40 wells to drill. Yeah. And no matter how complex the area is, and sometimes from the development wells, where you also will want to drill appraisal well. What is appraisal well? Appraisal well is where you want to drill in an area at which you have no information from. However, it is within the same area or the same field that you are working on. It's just that it is a different block altogether. Remember, whenever that we have faults, yeah, that one side has already changed from the other. Probably initially they are at the same depth, but once you slip like that, one part is higher than the other part, which is lower. So that's the reason why it can be really complex for us to imagine what it is down there and where exactly the oil and gas is. Yeah. So that's the reason why it is highly technical, that we conduct all of this analysis to know where exactly those are, so that when I go in and drill, I don't go and drill just water, because when I drill water, I become very not happy. Yeah, because whenever that I would like to, whenever I want to drill, yeah, I would say, oh, we hit oil. Good job. Yeah. But then when you hit like water, water. You go and ask the reservoir engineer why they asked me to drill water. Ah, okay. Next is, of course, you have production. I mentioned over there production, where you will need to go in and um, produce at the right time, right amount. Yeah. And then, of course, next is the workover and well services when you need to do repairs. And then, of course, enhance oil recovery. The next step is where you would want to do the tertiary production, tertiary mechanism, where you want to push the oil as much as you could. Yeah. Um, Conventional, usually you are able to probably get, but because you say, for example, you have oil, yeah, you have oil in a reservoir, yeah, just like what we saw just now, what constitute an oil and gas formation, yeah, and formation that is source rock, trap, and seal. So within that, you see you have 100% conventional, conventional production, conventional development can only come out with maximum 38% of what the oil have inside here. 38, 38 only, and then you have the secondary water flooding whatsoever that will increase to like 45, maximum 60. Enhanced recovery, people say lah, can actually get the oil from this particular, I'm still holding this reservoir, up to 85%. Whether I want to believe or not, I do not know lah kan. But my experience didn't go that really that high lah. But again, that is what each one of the mechanism actually promises. Yeah. Very, very interesting. How much oil can you actually get, from a well, from a reservoir, from a field? Yeah. So this is what field life cycle is all about. Ah, so right now you already have like one main item that you have already known in your life. Yeah, field life cycle. Okay, then we have the well-designed process. In well-designed process is where we will take a look at different stages of what uh, things are all about. Of course, number one, you have over here field life cycle phases. This is what we went through just now, yeah. And then you have design stages. Design stages ni not just for drilling, but also design stages for the platforms, for the some other developments as well. So conceptual, detail, and final. So concept, of course lah, you think about it, you write it down, and then it becomes concept. And then, of course, you have detail after you get more information, and then you do a little more analysis, then you get detailed design. And then, of course, the final design before you go into execution. Yeah. So well, the other part that you need to understand is the well phases. Yeah, well phases is where you have drilling, and then you have completion, where you put the completion equipment inside there so that the equipment can actually get the oil out from the formation onto the surface. Of course, we have the well intervention. Well intervention, it could be in the form of well services, it could be in the form of work over, it could be in the form of enhanced or recovery. All of that is well intervention, yeah, where we go and intervene, where we go and figure out what else can we do to help this well to produce more, yeah. And of course, the last part of the well phases is abandonment. So drilling, completion. So you have drilling, completion, well intervention, and abandonment. Okay. So and then well life cycle is where you design, you plan, you operate, and you analyze. Why do you need to have all of this? Because once you design, of course, once you design the well, then you plan for the operations. Yeah, you plan to come up with this well, and then operate, meaning that you go and drill the well, and then of course the next phase is to analyze. Why do you need to analyze? So that you can learn whatever happens in this particular well into the next well. All of this is always in the form of a circle. We basically go in and make sure that we understand what happens within that circle. Yeah. And then well types over here. Yeah. You, of course, just now I mentioned exploration wells, got a wildcat where we don't know at all. You just simply drill and see whether you get it or not. And then, of course, you have development part where we have the production green field, meaning that the field has never gone in and be produced yet. Yeah, brown field is where you conduct infill, meaning that you have produced before, but now you add platform inside there and so on and so forth. Yeah, appraisal, of course, appraisal is whenever that you want to figure out in the same field, you have some information, but it's a different block, different environment altogether. Yeah, and then, of course, you have the uh, step out wells, step up wells, where you basically would want to, uh, how should I say this? You want to drill a little bit more, meaning that it comes from the same source of well, but you go out of the way to actually to a location which is outside. Yeah. Remember just now appraisal. So if you are doing this from the same location, it can be a step up well. Yeah. And then, of course, you have the injection where you have the water or gas or chemicals you inject, and also you have geothermal wells. Okay, geothermal wells doesn't produce oil and gas. It basically produces uh, steam, and it is for the, of course, generation of electricity as well. You can do that, yeah. Geothermal wells, and of course you have the last one over here, which is the coal bed methane shale. Coal bed methane shale over here, we don't have much over in Malaysia. We have a lot over in Canada actually, where you will gain the gas out from the methane. You can actually get the coal, yeah, coal as well, and use it as the fossil fuel energy generator, but you can also have the methane shale inside there as well as part of their gas production. Yeah. So, and you can see inside here, uh, in a well, you design, you plan, you operate, you analyze, and then that is within the drilling, completion, well intervention, and abandonment, and all of the design stages from conceptual, uh, detail, and final, as well as you have the field life field life cycle. Yeah. So those are everything is basically keep on repeating. Why? Because we always learn from whatever that we have had before. Yeah. All right. Next is well-designed process. In order for you to understand, yeah, field development plan itself, there's conceptual, there's detailed, there's final. And the well phases that you do in the final part, there's drilling, completion, well intervention, as well as abandonment. And if you see the part drilling only, yeah, drilling only, you have design, you have plan, you have operate and analyze. See how beautiful things are related to each other. You know, I can just verbalize this over to you and explain to you in just like words, but to me, because I am a visual person, so I will need pictures to tell you what exactly a concept is. Yeah, so that's the reason why you see this. Probably you don't see this anywhere else because this is how I think because I visualize things. Yeah. So I hope all of you can understand what I'm trying to mention over here. All this design process, it can be complex, yeah, but again, I'm trying to simplify things for you, yeah. Okay, this is another well-designed process. So whenever that you have this well-designed process, it is a gated system where you have a full life cycle of well planning through full well delivery. Yeah. So whenever that you appraise, we want to see whether we have a viable project or not. Yeah, this is where we want to see. When we appraise, yeah, whenever that we drill the well, appraisal well, we want to see do we have a project? So we appraise, we evaluate. Yeah. Next is select, where we will ask the question: have we selected the best option or not? Yeah. So we have a few options over here on how to develop the field, but is this the best option there is? If it's not, then probably I want to like uh, go back and redo all over again. Yeah. So it's like that, you know, you need to have to know, we evaluate and see which one is the best. And then we define. The next is define. Define is, have we applied the necessary rigorous method and assurance to deliver on our promise? Kan I promise I thought, okay, I will give you production, or I'll give you 200 um, barrels a day. How am I going to do? Because I have done the study over here. So I have prepared that program, that I have analyzed, that I basically am very confident of my analysis. You have to understand whenever that you make promises, you need to deliver that promise. That's why I don't like to promise because in this business, it is very predictable. Yeah. Sometimes when you drill, you are not able to actually get exactly what other people, what people are mentioning. People say to me, "Oh, it's okay, Raza. When you drill over here, it's very simple, very fast. You can drill." And then when I go inside, whoa, the pressure is not stable down there. It's like the whole lot of like faults, whenever that we drill through faults, we encounter problems, losses and things like that. Yep, lah kau, lepas tu kan. So it's like you need to be confident of what you can actually deliver. Yeah. So each of this stage over here is a definitive event. Yeah. It's basically need to be supported by document and a decision. Uh, so all of this that is shown, appraise, select, define, execute, and close out over here, we need to go through a committee. The committee can be tough people, like I am actually quite easy lah. I only ask question whenever that it is really necessary lah. for you. Now, have you thought about this? Yeah. Have you figured out whether this is the best way? Have you calculated using this method? That kind of question I would ask. Yeah. So that this is what we call as value assurance review. Yeah. Um, I can actually talk the whole day about value assurance review itself because it's a big topic by itself because it is an important part in the whole process because it's ensure that the success that you have at the end of the session is higher, not just 33%. We want 100% if possible. Yeah. Can we do that? I do not know. Yeah. So, whenever that you do value assurance review, you're supposed to increase that probability of success. Of course, for the closeout, you have rig release, you complete the post-well reviews, reports, as well as you capture all the lessons. Remember over here, I keep on saying we learn from whatever that we have done before. In fact, yeah, the things that we are doing right now, what Fazmia is doing right now, oh, there we are. What Fazmia is doing right now is more technology. Yeah. So we basically make use of machine learning. And this machine learning is what is feeding us with the decision on what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Machine learning is all about asking the machines to refer back to whatever that has been done before and tell me, a human, that that is the best way to go. Ah, so the machine will need to convince me, a human, that that is the best way to go. Then only I say, okay, I believe you, machine, that you have done a good job over here finding. Because previously, if I don't have the machine doing it, then I will have to go to the to the library and look at the files that was like 40 years of age to find the information to come up with my recommendation. While right now, I can actually do that in a few minutes time with the applications that we have over here. Yeah, that Fazmia can actually offer. So basically, this is what I do right now. Yeah. All right. And the next part over here, the well delivery process in the drilling campaign over here is, of course, the next one is the assurance review. In each one of the decision gate that you see over here, yeah, it requires me sitting in front of, not me sitting like I'm standing in front of these people who will try to shoot me down, but I won't fall because I am titanium. Okay, I hope all of you are not sleeping right now. Okay, all right. So right now we will go into drilling rigs and and platforms. Yeah. And drilling rigs and versus the platform over here, as I mentioned to you, is a favorite topic of mine. Telling the students because they won't understand or know one is platform or rigs. Okay, let's take a look at drilling rig first. Yeah, there are many types of drilling rig. You have land rig, swarm rig, you have floating, tender, semi-sub, drilling ship, and also bottom supported jackup. Okay, so you can see up here, if you see something that looks like a ship over here, then it is actually a drill ship. And if you see over here like this, it has the kaki over here, it has the leg, then it is a jackup. Yeah. And if it is put down here, it is bottom supported. And if, say, for example, you have pontoon over here and it is floating, then it is a semi-star. And of course, there's always land rig. Or sometimes if you have here, like here, got some more water, yeah, water, but it's in the swamp area, fire, yeah? It's a swamp barge. Okay. I think I have a low battery. Say, can you get my charger and charge, because I think I'm running out of battery very, very soon. Okay. And what we can do right now is each one of this week, I'm going to talk about it in the upcoming, and see whether you have uh, whether you can recognize this is a platform. Sorry, this is a drilling rig or a platform. Okay, all right. So next is, we can see over here what is considered as a drilling rig versus a platform. What is considered as a drilling rig? Number one, if you can see over there, you have those equipment called like crown block, derrick, and then you have the rotary system over there, and then you have like mud injection. First, the big part of it is derrick. Okay, it's charging right now. Thank you so much, Said. Okay, so you have derrick over here, yeah, derrick over here, and you have like this platform over here. This is where you will call it a drilling rig. Yeah, drilling rig is actually this part only. Yeah, whatever that you see elsewhere, it's something that contains drilling rig. So I can be getting all of this substructure, vibrating my screen and whatnot over here, yeah, and it is already a drilling rig. I can pick this one and put it on top of the platform, and it's called drilling rig. Yeah. So this is the part that is considered as a drilling rig. But of course, drilling rig has to come in a package. Yeah. For example, onshore drilling rig over here, it's a land rig. This is a rig. Yeah. This is an onshore drilling rig. It is at the desert, not a nice place. However, a place where you need to work. Yeah. It can be really hot because it's a desert over here. Yeah. Sometimes can be really cold at night as well. Yeah. I don't like working over here. Yeah. So, but this one over here is not a drilling rig. It is what we call a sucker rod pump. Just now I mentioned sucker rod pump is actually an equipment, artificial lift. It creates a vacuum at the surface over there so that oil can be raised up from high pressure to low pressure, because vacuum is low pressure. So this is not a rig, this is a sucker rod pump. Very nice if I can put this as my Kahoot game later. Ting ting. All right. Okay, next is, this is a drilling rig. But this is called swamp rig. You realize over here, it is at land, yeah, and it is it can be a river, yeah, because it can be towed in a river. This can be towed, yeah. It's not something that can move by itself. Some can, but most cannot, yeah. Most of the rigs cannot move by itself. When it's on water, it requires a towing capability. Some can, yeah, but not all. So this is the swamp rig. You can see same kind of shape offshore as well, but what differs one to the other is at the bottom over here. And of course, whether it can actually stand the sea. When we talk about swamp, we talk about still water. It doesn't move. Weather also not so bad. But when you come to sea, when you come to sea, It is rough sea. Monsoon season sea. Wind very, very fast. Wave very, very high. Ah, okay. Wave, probably you see the wave at the beach over there. It's nice, but wave like that in the middle of the sea is not nice. Yeah, it can, because you see a floating equipment. Yeah, a floating equipment. It can move in so many direction. Yeah, it can move this way. 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 Ah, it can move this way. There are 12 sets of moves, yeah? Or is it eight moves? Yeah, eight sets of moves um, that that a floating equipment, the floating barge like this can actually move. So that's the reason why whenever that you deal with offshore, you sometimes use jack-up rig. Jack-up rig is where you have leg, you bring down the lake all the way down some, and of course if the sea is very, very deep, then you cannot. Most of the sea, say for example 250 meters, okay lah, can lah, we can still go, but anything above that we cannot go with the jack-up lah. huh? Jack-up can only go like about 150 meters like that, yeah, and then can bring down the lake, the lake go down all the way to the sea, the bottom of the sea, and just land on the sea. Yeah, so it can be very complex as well. But um, sometimes I will need to use jackup. Sometimes I cannot use jackup because of some restriction, yeah. But sometimes because of the design restriction, sometimes of course because of the weather description, weather restriction as well, yeah. So jackup rig, this is jackup rig, what jackup rig is all about. How do you want to know? It has that, yeah. And this is the derrick. Remember just now this one, this is derrick. This what makes it a drilling rig. This what makes it drilling rig. So it's called jack-up rig because it has legs. Yeah, okay. And of course, we have semi-submersible, where you have the pontoon over here, and then it basically can um, float on water. It can go down, it can go up. So what's the common part over here? Derrick over here. That what makes it a drilling rig. Okay? So now you get the idea now. You get the idea already, kan? What is drilling rig and what is platform? Okay. Now this is what we call as drill ship because it looks like a drill ship. Because it looks like a ship, yeah? Very nice, actually. And the difference over here is that the derrick is right in the middle. That means this one can go to deep water and it can drill in the deep water over here, while this is floating in the sea. Uh, Okay, all right. And then you also have over here standard assisted. Uh, What's the difference between the standard assisted and the swamp rig and also the drill ship? Yeah. Uh, so where is it gone to? Okay, let me just go back. Okay, you all can see still, huh? Okay, okay, that's good. Okay. Um, so what is the difference between each one of this? Okay, tender assisted, yeah. Tender assisted cannot drill by itself. Just now, drill ship can drill by itself. Tender assisted will need to put the derrick, this is a crane over here, yeah, and derrick on top of the platform. So you see drilling rig on the platform. So that's the reason why it is considered as standard assisted drilling rig. It's on the platform. Yeah. So what determines each one of this rig? Yeah. Whenever that I want to choose the rig, yeah, how do I want to choose? So of course, number one is what is available in the market. I cannot like design nicely, and then suddenly so I want this kind of ring. Yeah, can you? Oh, give us 3 years. We make for you. I cannot wait 3 years because after I design, I want to go straight away and drill. Yeah, I don't have time. 3 years. So fine. What is the rig that suits your design over here? Whatever that is available in the market. Of course, the location of the rig. Location over here, there are two things. Location of where the rig is. Either the rig is over in the South China Sea for Malaysia use, or is it over at the Middle East, or is it over at Gulf of Mexico in the US? And number two, location is where the rig is actually good for. Is it good for the swamp? Is it good for the sea which is rough? Or is it good for the sea that is not so rough? So it can be complex also lah, how to choose the rig kan. So next is of course what kind of well will I be drilling? So I need to take a look how much loads I need. When I talk about loads over here, I talk about, how much do I want to drill into the hole so that the rig can actually pick up that particular weight. Yeah. Because as I mentioned, you want to bring down over there, it's all drill pipe besi, steel, carbon steel. So it's very heavy. So I need to be able to hold this, and I need to be able to hold um, for 3 kilometers of this, and it is very, very heavy. So that's the reason why it can be that the load that 800,000 pound or like 800 tons whatsoever. So even the now the new ones is more than that. Yeah. So need to be able to do that. Cost. Cost is another big thing that I will need to really think about, because cost, it's not just about the cost that I need to pay on a daily basis. The cost to bring the rig, if the rig is over located in the Gulf of Mexico, I need to bring the rig over to South China Sea. Crazy, yeah. Who wants to pay? What is so great about that rig that I need to be over here? No, I can just get from China. Similar rig also cheaper. Uh, so that is the conversation that I will need to have in my team lah. So with the value assurance, if I sit on the ni, I will need to defend lah why I choose that particular rig. If I basically on the other side of the fence, I'm the one sitting down and then asking you question, I will be asking you that naughty question lah. See, yeah, that's how it is. So the cost over here, you want to make sure that you 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 want to make sure that you are able to afford, yeah, and it is fit for purpose. And then how we want to move from port of origin, so upgrade and also repair this this rig, and also the daily rate. You think of when I want to bring the rig from Gulf of Mexico to over here, it's cheap, it's free. No, every day, because rig kan, once you sign the contract, it's already yours. You already need to pay. You not only need to pay for the rental, but you need to repay for the upkeep of the rig. When we talk about upkeep, we need to talk about people who needs to stay there. People who needs to stay there, they will need to stay in the living quarters. They will need eat food. Ah, so there's a whole lot of cost involved. Other things is, of course, the capability to install platform packages, which rig type can be used. This one is depending on the platform design. Some platform cannot use jackup. Some platform, um, of course, drill ship cannot be used lah kan, because it is actually for the middle of the sea. So each type of the drilling rig will need to actually have a certain use to it. Yeah. So rig versus platform, tak habis lagi cerita ya, because you were introduced to the drilling rig, you have not been introduced to the platform. Yeah. Okay. Right now, if you see over here, you see this is a drilling rig. Tengok di bentuk dia, this is standard assisted drilling rig. And this is the platform. And you have the drilling rig on top of the platform. So now you know. So when you see the structure over here next time, please don't say, the platform, oh no, no, I'm confused. No, okay, now you know already, eh? That is a platform, that is a tender assisted drilling rig. When we talk about drilling rig, we are talking about this derrick and this substructure only. Yeah. And also over here, these are types of platform, different types of platform that you have over here. Yeah. Um, a lot of the platform over in Malaysia are this type with the fixed platform, yeah, because fixed platform, although it uses a lot of this steel, it's very expensive, but it is more secure lah. But it can only be used in the shallow water. Most of the field over in Malaysia are shallow water, like 150 meters like that, 200 meters like that. But there's also deep water, like for example, over in what's the Murphy punya, yeah. Those are deep water fields. Yeah. So deep water fields, they are supposed to use more like the rest of others lah. Floating production system ke, semi-submersible ke, spa ke, or tension leg platform ke. A lot of this is being used over in the North Sea lah. Yeah, the North Sea area can be very, very uh, very hazardous area to work with. But I have been to Alaska, where in the North Sea, in the North Slope, they actually created an island, an island to put the rig on. There is a man-made island to put the rig on, so that they can do all the drilling from that particular area. Ah. But probably I don't know whether I put the slides inside here or not. But if you able to see one, then man-made island, Endicott over in Alaska, they have that. So this is what we call as platform. Yeah. Do I see a rig over here? No, I do not see a rig. I do see a lot of cranes, yeah, but this is a complex. It has central processing platform, it has living quarters, it has flare platform that you see over here, yeah, flare platform, and also drilling wellhead platform. And I think that probably towards the end over here, yeah. Usually we will have the drilling platform away. from the place. But it can also be attached depending on the design. Yeah. Again, as I mentioned over to you, this is all a calculated risk. Yeah. Whenever we design platform, we design it according to the risk of exposure. Sometimes, whenever that we design the platform, we want it to be cost effective, cheap lah. But then we want to be cost effective. We call it burn down design. Yeah. So if, say for example, there is any emergency whatsoever, we will shut down and then we will let the platform finish, burn down by itself. That is the concept. However, if we have a lot of processes going on over there, a lot of equipment whatsoever, we don't want to have that burn down concept. Yeah. So all of this is a complex. If you were to go over here, we have like probably 500, 800 people working in this particular area, going from one place to the other, making sure that you get the production is out from the bottom of the from the formation up to the surface, go into the pipeline and go into the plant where you will get to put it inside your car. Yeah. All right, so that is a platform complex, and this is what we call as a wellhead or drilling platform. What determines this is actually, if you see at the bottom over here, this is what we call as drive pipe or conductor, where we will drill inside it. Yeah. So if you see, sometimes what I will do as well when I design the platform, I will also design it such that I can make use of these legs over here as part of the conductor as well. Yeah. Like this one, it is not. Like this one, I have this as a conductor. Yeah. Where I can drill through this pipe over here. This one is a very, very small platform. This is also a small platform. Yeah. All right. And this is a tripod or a monopod where you can have the normal thing, the LQ over there, or this is a platform. Okay. Now you have understood what is drilling rigs and platform. Next time when you see a picture, please do not get confused. What is a drilling rig and what is a platform? Yeah. So now we go into operation. Time check. It is 11:30. So we will stop in about 1 hour time. So we will try to finish this as soon as possible so that you can have a chance to ask question as well. But if you have burning question that you want to ask right now, I would welcome any question from you. You can on your mic or you can write in the chat box. I hope people will tell me if there is any question that you would want me to answer. Yeah. All right. So far, I did not see anything in the chat box that you have any question. Yeah. Okay. If you missed out any of this and if you would like to listen to this again, you can find this video over in our YouTube. So you can go to Fazmia Technology YouTube channel as well. You can subscribe to it. We share a lot of information all the time, so you can always know what is new that we provide. Yeah. So what exactly is drilling operations? Eh? Drilling operations, we basically want to make a hole for the hydrocarbon to come up. Then we will um, be well bore to make it vertical or directional or reach. But whatever it is, we want to reach the place where we want to drill. So that is what drilling is. It is making a hole and it is which is to extract the hydrocarbon, and it is going into a certain direction, either vertical or uh, directional. Yeah. Okay. So and also we talk about this as well. What to expect at the drilling site? This is what we call as a drilling rig. Yeah, that everything here, which is like there's a top drive that basically brings up and down the drill pipe, and then of course you have the drill floor and the control valves. Of course, you have the blow up preventer. Blow up preventer is so important in the Deepwater Horizon. If you have not watched it, you can find that video on the that movie on the Netflix. Probably it is under some oldies movie, because it has been there for a very long time. And you can see the picture over there on YouTube as well. You can see those as well, the real one. So the drilling, the derrick over here, the blow up preventer that we have over here is so important, because in the Deepwater Horizon, that's what failed. That's what failed, that allows the blowout to actually reach the surface. The blowout was supposed to be contained at the formation level, at the formation level, before it goes up to the sea. But once it goes up to the sea, it's basically cannot be helped anymore lah. Once the bottom already broached, it definitely will sink your drilling rig. Yeah, so that. Okay, so but all of this equipment is something that you have: iron roughneck, rotary table, draw works, catwalk, kind of hydraulics. The catwalk is where you bring the tubeless up to the derrick floor over here. You can stand up and then go out over there. Uh, you can actually YouTube some of this. In fact, if I have time, I would actually go in and show you some of the YouTube picture of how this actually happens. But you go ahead and YouTube yourself. Nowadays, to me, when I basically talk to my students, it's information you can get everywhere. The challenge right now is for you to distinguish what information is right and what information is wrong. That's the reason why my students, I wouldn't want them to ask me any questions which is something that you can find in Google, in Chat GPT. You ask me the question based on my experience as well as based on my opinion. Yeah, because after after having so much of experience, I form my own experience. I form my own opinion on things. Same thing as well with the rest of other people as well. The people with experience, they develop their own opinion on things. So whether that person say is right or wrong, whether I say things that is right or wrong, does not matter. What matters is what you decide to do with the information that I provide. Yeah. So as a consultant, the same thing as well. I advise people, and I advise people to be able to, to be able to get the information that I give them, and at the same time, they have to decide what exactly do they want to do with the information that I give them. I can run any analysis for them. Yeah, I can show them, okay, the analysis show this and this and this, but you have to decide what you want to do with the information that I give you. I can recommend so much, yeah, but that's about it. Yeah, whether my recommendation is right or not, that does not matter, because at the end of the day, either we get the results of whatever that we are trying to do. Okay, so that is what to expect at the drilling rig site. And when we talk about well-designed tiles, there are so many types over here, either from the vertical or directional, side track, horizontal, or even the multilateral well. For example, over here, multilateral well. If you ask me about multilateral well, I don't have a positive response towards it because my experience with multilateral well wasn't really positive because um, multilateral well uh, in uh, in a thin layered compartment, yeah, the layered compartment is where you can actually um, put a lateral or horizontal over there. So when that happens, it's supposed to be um, okay. Sorry for the disruption. So the multilateral wells is where I can actually go in and um, uh, supposedly produce from each one of the lateral, meaning that I can actually have three wells in one well. Three in one year. It's so good. But then if the the three branches that I drill cannot be maintained, cannot be salvaged, then the three wells are gone. So might as well I just drill three separate wells, isn't it? So again, there are arguments with a certain type of drilling whatsoever. So it depends on what your opinion is and what your usage is and what the cost we are talking about over here. At the end of the day, safety is the most utmost important. The second one, of course, is the cost. Yeah, that speaks louder than anything else. Okay, and this one is what do you need for the operation? Number one is, of course, you know what you want to drill. Yeah. What will you be drilling? Are you going to drill an easy well, a hard well? And hard well, what kind of hard well it is? Is it so complex? What kind of complexity are we talking about? Is it like operational complexity or is it like design complexity? Yeah. Is there anything that operations that actually will complex matter? So you have to ask that question. Know the objective of the well because some wells are development, some wells are exploration. Development wells is drilled because of the production. Exploration well is drilled because of the data. Ah, Kalau you want to drill exploration well and you want to be so kedekut and do not want to do any tests whatsoever, what is the point? Isn't it? Because you will need those data in the exploration well. But in the development well, you already have those information. You don't want to have more information. If you ask me to have more information to run logs whatsoever, I'll be asking you why. Because everything that is requested is money. Yeah, every amount of time that we add that we add into the operations over there is money. A minute offshore with a rig that is expensive can easily cost 3,000 US dollar a minute. So if I basically come up with the operations that allows a certain operations to go in that adds 1 day, how much would that cost? Nicely 300,000 US dollar, kan? So that this is where I will come in and value assurance review. I will be asking you, why do you need that letter more? Not enough, is it? The information that was obtained from the exploration. So this kind of thing. So I will need to also need to know what is the type of formation that I will be drilling, because formation to be drilled over here, different formation will give different response to drilling. I would need to know what to be drilled. And of course, formation evaluation, just like what I mentioned just now. Potential issues. Logistic is actually a big part, because logistic is can be costly as well, because logistic, yeah, especially when you deal with operations over in offshore, yeah, uh, where the equipment will need to travel 8 to like 16 hours to get to the location. So if I don't plan my equipment properly, then I will need to shut down the operations because I don't have equipment brought over there. Because not all equipment can be stored on the rig, because rig is very small. You have like the 200, like 100, 30 people on board that works 24 hours a day in shift lah, yeah. So I will need to make sure that my logistic is tip top. So that's the reason why I have materials man to actually work with me, and plan for what is required at the next operations, because I will need to see what I need in the next 2 3 days time, 7 days time, 14 days time, 1 month ahead of time. Yeah, sometimes during the monsoon season, boat cannot go out to the sea. Apa orang nak makan? The responsibility of making sure that the people that you put offshore over there is really important, because it is you who decide whether they get to eat or not. Yeah. So it's a big responsibility. Yeah. So please do help out in any way you can, in the operations, because drilling operations is about all of us, not just drilling engineers. They call it drilling operations for drilling engineers, but actually all of us are responsible for the success of this project. Yeah. Because kesianlah orang dekat sana tak makan. Tak makan sebab apa? Sebab procurement tak sign lagi kontrak tau. Yeah. And then if I want to send nasi bungkus, also it takes 8 hours. People already mati ni already, can be like, so that's why planning is important. That's why logistics is important. Drilling hazard. Whenever I drill, I would like to know what I'm drilling into. If I'm drilling into shallow gas, I don't want it simply to explode like that, isn't it? So I will need to make sure I'm prepared. Same thing as well when I drill into H2S. I will make sure that I'm prepared. If I have mercury, make sure I'm prepared. If I'm drilling into overpressure zone, I need to be prepared as well. So need to always be prepared with potential issues. Yeah, and know the rig capabilities. Again, as I mentioned earlier, how do you want to choose a rig? Okay, know how much you have. That means budget. Sometimes people want to, Razak, come and help me drill this well. How much you have? Uh, I have 20 million. And then 20 million, what do you want to do again? Oh, you want to put kitchen inside there. You want to do renovation, three-story house. I said, forget it lah, because because if you have 20 million, I can tell you what you can have. You can have the rig, you can have this for about 15 days of work. So 20 days, 15 days of work, is it enough or not? You want to drill until what depth? All of this will need to be worked out earlier. So whenever that people come with me with a budget, I will ask, how much budget do you have? But when most of the people would ask that question lah, they will ask me, Razak, how much does it take to drill this well? And they will give me all this information. And then I will calculate. And I say, this is how much you will need for this project. Hiya, so expensive. Yeah lah. I can help you to cut down over here, cut down over there, but you won't be getting this information. You won't be getting this part over here. You won't be getting this part. You can live with that or not. If we come to that agreement, then we can proceed with the with the project lah. If not, I can say it's okay. Thank you so much for the tea light that you buy me. Okay, so that's basically is the the work that we do. And then of course notice of operations, I will need to prepare that. The notice of operation, the mother of all the information documentation, that if any of you are called document controller, if this notice of operation is something that you will need to jaga very, very well. Okay, what are the equipments that you need to go into drilling? Of course, drilling bits that you see over here. Drilling bits, basically, it can scrape, it can grind, it can uh, fracture, it can pop, 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 break the formation so that you can drill some more. Yeah, it can come in many, many sizes. But when we goal the goal that we need to the mission of this drilling rig is to maximize the rate of penetration, meaning that I can drill and I can make hole, and also it can last long. Yeah. So whenever I design this drilling rig over here, I want it to do two things: maximize rate of penetration. It can cut really nicely and it can last long. Because if the drilling bit can cut nicely, but after like 20 meters, become tumpul already. And then I need to pull out. Pulling out is very, very long. Bring it in also very long. So that's the reason why when I run in the bits over there, the bit is so important that it needs to last the entire the entire whole section that you have over there. Yeah. So the constraint, of course, the wellbore parameter, what kind of formation type, what kind of operating environment, what kind of capabilities of the equipment that use to drive the bit, ada rotating speed over there. So, and also the direction of the wellbore. Yeah. So if all of this is so important to the drilling bits. I know the drilling bits, one thing, make hole, make hole. But how fast it make hole, that is one thing. And whether it can last long or not. Because if it doesn't last long, you need to pull out, that it takes such a long time. Yeah. And again, as I mentioned earlier, time is money. 3,000 US dollar per minute. Okay. All right. Next is drill string. So dalam the bits, you have bits over there, and then you have you have bits over there. Oh, now I feel like a TikTok lah. But you have bits down there. You need to have the string to go along with it. Yeah. So that's how it is. So this is the requirement over there. Uh, just imagine the drill pipe is about 9 meter each. And then usually we will put it in a string. We run it in hole. We pasang each one of it like 3 joints. That means 30 meters. Yeah. And then we uh, that the three joints is one stand, and we bring down one stand in the drilling process. So every time one stand, one stand, one stand, one stand, we need to make up first that 3 joints into one stand. So all of this is the drill pipe that is brought down. So make one joint, one joint going down, one joint going down, one joint going down. So, and that was helped by this thing lah. This apa ni, top drive system ni. This top drive system ni is holding it, and holding it. You just imagine, yeah. Each one of the 30 is probably like 29 pound per foot. for uh, nine for 10 meters. So what is that? Like 30 feet for one joint. What is the weight over there? So it can be really, really heavy, and that top drive system is the one handling it, holding it. But of course, it is supported by the hole, but nothing else. It is the only thing that is holding it. Yeah. And you just imagine the screw or the thread, yeah? The screw that screw each one of this drill pipe over here